evening, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome. Welcome to my live session. I hope you all can hear me. Happy last day of the first quarter of 2023. Just 3 hours away from commencing the second quarter of 2023. And you know that every last Friday of the month I come live on TikTok to talk about money, to talk about investing, to talk about real estate. And today is not going to be an exception. Hey, Flower Girl, good to have you. Please, guys, power tap your screen and share this live. I'm very, very committed to equipping Nigerians, both home and abroad, with the hands-on information for either kickstarting their asset portfolio building journey or taking it to the next level. Nothing else will occupy a bigger position in my life more than mastering the sport of investing. Nothing else. And I'm really, really grateful for the opportunity to have invested the time that I've invested in trying to understudy and master the sport or the art and craft of investing. Now, I need to quickly say this, that no one is too young to start paying attention to the art and craft of investing. Absolutely no one is too young. Kindly tap your screen and share the live. This is definitely a live that will benefit, well-meaning Nigerians, progressive-minded Nigerians who are proactively marshalling their economic freedom pathway, right? So today I'm not going to be spending more than 1 hour, right? So I will ensure that I drop very important information, very important data, and then if there is anybody that has any question, then there will be opportunity to ask questions at the end of the live. Now, I tell people that investing is the most superior utility weapon for permanently conquering money to the point where you are no longer going to be a slave to money. See, the system of condos, they introduced to us the so-called 633 system of education, right? So 6 years, give or take, in primary school, nursery and primary school, 3 years in junior secondary, 3 years in senior secondary, and 4 years at least in the tertiary institution. Now think about it. You went through the 6334 system, right? That is give or take 16 years, right? And you never for once learned anything about money. You never for once learned anything about selling. You never for once learned anything about idea generation, how to generate ideas, organic ideas. You never for once learned anything about investing. You never for once learned anything about real estate, whereas shelter is one of the basic needs of a human being. Learned nothing about it, yet you went through a 6334 system, 16 years at least, in some cases 20 years. You learn nothing about these things. This is one of the fundamental reasons why I have said to those who care to listen that I'm not going to be sending my kids to school. I'm going to be homeschooling and life schooling them because I've gone through the system and I know that the system was never designed to empower any human being, right? So investing is the most superior utility weapon for permanently conquering money Until you conquer money, you are a slave to money. And two ways, in my opinion, and based on my experience, I'm almost 4 decades in this incarnate existence. I've seen things, right? I lost my parents at a very young age. I'm here. In my experience, there are 2 major instruments that, or should I say weapon, that you can deploy for permanently conquering money. Number 1 is mastering selling. Selling. Number 2 is mastering investing. And I kid you not, in the past 7, 8 years, I've been mastering selling. In the past 4 years, 4, 5 years, I've been mastering investing. And for the rest of my life, I will keep mastering selling and investing, because those are the 2 most important instruments for not just conquering money, but actually chaperoning your path to economic and financial freedom. Yeah, good evening, my reality. Welcome, welcome. Right? So investing is the most superior utility weapon for permanently conquering money. Again, investing is your passport out of hustle. Now, see, I'm not necessarily talking to billionaires. I mean, billionaires probably do not have the time to be on this TikTok app listening to me right now. I'm talking about people who have similar backgrounds as me. I lost my mom when I was 1, I lost my dad when I was 7, and none of them left me any kind of inheritance. I'm talking about those kind of people who came from humble backgrounds as myself. You are the people I'm talking to. I mean, if I want to talk to billionaires, I know where to go meet them. It's definitely not on TikTok. But I'm talking about you. I'm talking about how that you can leverage the specific data in the real estate marketplace to deploy economic and financial freedom journey during COVID. During COVID, I was able to have a lot of time, solitary time, to myself. I was able to do all kinds of research, take all kinds of trainings, network with certain people I normally would not have time to network with. So at the end of 2020, I said to myself that I want to go on a decade of pursuit of financial freedom. So I officially kickstarted it, my financial freedom journey, January 1st, 2021. So I've been on that journey now 3 years. The goal is for me to achieve financial freedom, economic and financial freedom, completely, where by 2045, I'll be, sorry, what did I say, 2045? By 2030, rather. 2030, I'll be 45 years old. So everything I've been doing since late 2020 and now has been all the things that can equip me to achieve financial freedom before 2030. And because I have these instruments now, and I'm even getting more, I'm able to introduce this instrument to others as well, which is what I'm doing right now via this live. See, don't allow yourself to be conned by the systems. You know, in my book, I published a book last year, there's a chapter titled the quadrilateral of disinformation. There are 4 major pillars that it has been designed to lie to you. Number 1 is religion. Number 2 is conventional schooling. Number 3 is ignorant parenting. Number 4 is the media. These systems have been masterminded to lie to us. To lie to us about the real deals that we should be in pursuit of. The real deals that will empower us dynamically. The media has been designed to distract you. See, yes, I'm on TikTok, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, I'm on YouTube. But you see, I'm not a puppet of these platforms. I have first kick-started my personal discovery journey, and I'm still on that journey. I will perpetually be on the journey of discovering more and more of myself, of my world, of the universe, of the things that are important to be discovered. as far as I'm concerned, if you pay attention, see, it doesn't matter what you do. Whether you're a doctor, whether you're an entrepreneur, whether you're a coach, whether you're an educator, whether you're a lawyer, an engineer, whether you're a software programmer, a software engineer, whether you're a computer engineer, whatever you are, whether you're a nurse, whether you're a teacher, a lecturer, a professor, whatever, it is a must if you are interested in economic and financial freedom. It is a must for you to pay attention to the art and craft of investing. See, by age 9, my kids will have they will have attained a certain level of mastery of investing by age 9. Because in my opinion, there is no age too early for you to start paying attention to the almighty concept of investing. You can't say that, oh, because of what I do, I'm too busy to pay attention to investing. See, it just simply means that you are not interested in achieving financial freedom. You're not interested in achieving economic freedom. It's just what it means. So let me tell you something. I'm an expert in more than one industry, but I'm paying attention to investing like no man's business. I'm in the right rooms. I'm in the rooms where the decision makers are. I'm learning about the behind the scene apparatuses that controls the economy of my country, the economy of the world. I'm paying attention to these things. There is no way you will pay attention to these things and you are going to be a riffraff, economically speaking. It's not possible. See, that you went to school, you went to the university and you did a course, this should not be the yardstick or the justification for you not paying attention. Oh, I'm a medical doctor. I'm always on duty. So you're not paying attention to investing. You are doing yourself a great deal of a disservice. As far as economic mastery, economic freedom is concerned, you are doing yourself a great deal of disservice. What if you didn't go to school? Would you have had that profession as an hindrance to your economic and financial freedom? See, I've interacted with hundreds of people, if not more than 1,000, in this process of trying to get them to pay attention to investing. They want to give you all kinds of stories. Most of the time I ask them, have you ever made 20 million naira in the last 5 years? Most of the time they tell me no. Even 10 million naira in the last 5 years. But you are telling me that you are too busy to pay attention to investing. You are not wise. You are not displaying economic wisdom. Because those who control the power structure knows these things. But they gave you all kinds of distractions. So-called professions. Right? It doesn't matter the profession you are, marshalling. You must pay attention to investing. And you must pay attention to investing in perpetuity. Somebody was asking me on a panel that I was invited to that, okay, they were talking about the importance of reading and all of that. So they asked me a question that, when should a person stop reading? When should a person stop reading? So I said, there are two ways to answer that question. Number one way to answer it is, when you no longer need intelligence. You should stop reading when you no longer need intelligence. And then number two answer is, stop reading when you have become an embodiment of dynamic intelligence. Where you don't need to read again, you have become an embodiment of dynamic intelligence. Those are the only two answers to when a person should stop reading. Right? When we talk about the art and craft of investing, we're talking about the ultimate instrument for leading you to economic and financial freedom. I said that investing is a passport out of hustle. See, I hustled for decades. I'm not a billionaire yet. I will become it. But I've stopped hustling. I've stopped hustling. Once you begin to adopt the investment consciousness, Once you begin to understand the art and craft of investing, you automatically realize how foolish it is for you to be a hustler. I'm a strategic human being now. I'm a strategic entrepreneur. I'm a strategic consultant. I'm a strategic human being all round. Strategy is what I deploy now, not hustle. So investing is a ticket out of hustle. Now, when we talk about investing, there are different investment classes. There is real estate, there is fixed assets, there is intangible assets, there is current assets, there is inventory, there is cash and cash equivalents, there is security assets, there is accounts receivables, there is bond, there is stock, there is patents. You can patent your own idea and it is major asset, right? There is trademark, a trademarked brand or whatever. There is financial assets, there is certificate of deposit, there is goodwill asset, there is brand worth, the worth of your brand is an asset. There is treasury bills, there is money market funds, But you see, the asset class I advocate for and I'll keep advocating for the rest of my life is real estate. Why? Because real estate is the most secure asset class in the world. The most secure asset class in the world is real estate. I've done all kinds of things. Forex, I've lost thousands of, hundreds of thousands of naira, even more than, millions of naira to Forex. I've lost hundreds of thousands of naira to, cryptocurrency. I've not lost a dime to real estate. And all the people that I've brought into real estate to become investors have not lost a dime. So see, forget about whether you have money now or not. Don't shortchange yourself. Just 2022 here, I was in debt of more than 2 million. But I started getting my hands on the information that will equip me for pivoting into becoming an investor. The highest economic status in the world is becoming an investor. An investor is higher in hierarchy than an entrepreneur, even though we know that it is entrepreneurs that lubricate any economy. They are the job creators. We know. But an investor is higher in terms of hierarchy, economic hierarchy. So your goal, whether you are in debt or not, or whether you have money or not, your goal is that you know that we now live in an economic planet. There is hardly nothing you can do without money. Everything, you need money for everything. So because you know that you live in an economic planet, it is important for you to know the different hierarchies, the different economic statuses that you can operate at. Being poor is an economic status. Being broke is an economic status. Being an employee is an economic status. Being self-employed is an economic status. Being a business owner is an economic status. Being an entrepreneur is an economic status. Being an investor is an economic status, the highest economic status that you can operate at. So if you are progressive-minded, you say that you have a dream, you have visions, and you are not paying attention to the art and craft of investing, I know that your vision is not going to go anywhere. I know it. I know it. It doesn't matter where you are in the country. It doesn't matter where you are in the world. You must, pay attention to investing. Most especially real estate investing. Real estate investing is your most prominent power base as a Nigerian. Your escape route out of all this struggle, all this artificial struggle, artificial hustle. Your escape route is real estate. You will be shocked. See, I wish I came into real estate a decade ago. I'll be a billionaire already. I'm on my way. I'm on my way. I already have assets worth tens of millions of naira in just less than 3 years of me kickstarting my real estate portfolio building journey. Less than 3 years ago, I was in debt. So if you don't pay attention to real estate investing, you don't understand what it can do to you, how that it can be your passport, not just out of financial struggles, not just out of poverty, not just out of hustle, but your passport to economic and financial freedom. Your vehicle to economic and financial freedom. See, some of the things I know today about, that has enhanced my economic literacy. I went out of my way. I could not get it within my circle. I could not get it within the quadrilateral of this information. I couldn't get it from my parents. I couldn't get it from the schools I went to, all the schools I went to. I couldn't get it from all my teachers. I couldn't get it from the people I looked up to as mentors. I couldn't get it from my former religion that I was a part of. I couldn't get it from the media. I had to go outside of this quadrilateral of this information. And this is why I am here today to introduce you guys to some of these things. We are going to, every last Friday, I will always come live every last Friday of the month to have this information, because I will always unearth new data. Within the last live and the next live, there will have been a lot of unearthing of new data, that will be useful to any Nigerian who is interested in taking their economic reality to the next level, right? Every last Friday of the month. I always come live every last Friday of the month. So you must pay attention to real estate investing. It is your most powerful power base as a black man, as a Nigerian, as an African. It's your most powerful power base. But think about it. All the curriculum, primary school, secondary school, university, all this curriculum, which of them introduced you to real estate? None. 99% of billionaires have at least 60% of what makes them billionaires in real estate. Real estate is the power base of all wealth. The power base of all wealth. Real estate. You must pay attention to it. Let me tell you something. I was raised in a household where these things were alien. Nobody talked about these things. So I myself, I already developed the psychological resistance to these subjects. I had to fight it. And I fought it for decades before I got to where I am today. You have to fight it too. If you were raised in poverty, there's a very high chance that you have already built a psychological resistance to wealth. That psychological build-up will not ask for your permission before it resists anything that would bring you to wealth. You must fight it. You must fight it. It doesn't matter what your age is. You have to pay attention to the all-powerful subject of investing. If you didn't pay attention to it before now, if nobody told you about it before now, maybe you heard it in passing and for some reason it didn't register. See, the best time to have started paying attention to real estate investing was before today. The next best time is today. Because you know that investing is the highest economic status. And since you know that investing is the highest economic status, then what else should take higher priority of your focus than paying attention to investing? A lot of people think that, before I should pay attention to investing, I should have like maybe 50 million naira, 100 million naira. It's a lie. You don't need money to first of all begin to pay attention to investing. You don't need money first. You need information first. You can be in poverty right now as you're watching. You still need to pay attention to investing because it's a passport out of poverty. It is guaranteed passport, guaranteed ticket out of poverty. Investing. There's definitely a lot of things I could share, but I know that there is definitely there is definitely not enough time for me to share these things, because I cannot be here for 2 hours or whatever. Even if I'm here for 2 hours, there's still not going to be enough time. But I've said to myself that I'm going to be here for just 1 hour, so that, you know, once I post the video on YouTube, it won't be too long, right? So it's pretty important that we understand that the best time to have paid attention to real estate investing was before now. The next best time is now. Now, whatever it is you do in this life, the only way you are going to scale up that thing you are doing to the point where you become a force to be reckoned with in that industry, is if you adopt the investment consciousness. Whether you're an entrepreneur, a business owner, an educator, a medical doctor, a lecturer, a software engineer, a software programmer, a nurse, a content creator, a videographer, a photographer, an engineer, a lawyer, a banker, whatever, even a student. I wish I began to really pay attention to investing as an undergraduate. Even though I did, in some way I did. But, I mean, I wish I did it in a way where I could actually become an investor right from when I was on campus. I was an entrepreneur right from when I was on campus. I would make a lot of money. I would squander those monies because I didn't have direction. I didn't have investment consciousness. I was not investment literate. Pretty important. Now, quickly, what are the benefits of paying attention to investing? What are the benefits? Number one benefit is that it helps you to stay ahead of inflation. It helps you to deploy your money, whatever money you have. It helps you to use it in such a way that you can hedge it against inflation. Hedge, H-E-D-G-E. You can hedge that money against inflation, because for as long as your money is in the bank, trust me, inflation is killing it. Inflation is eating it. That's the number one benefit of investing. Number two benefit of investing is for building wealth. For wealth building. There is no other way to build wealth other than via investing. Number three benefit of investing is for achieving financial freedom. If you have not started paying attention, actively paying attention to investing, it simply means that you don't have any plans of achieving economic and financial freedom. Number four reason is tax benefits. See, that tax benefit alone, it is a symposium discussion. The reason why the rich keeps becoming richer, the wealthy keeps becoming wealthier, is because they have advantage of tax benefits, tax breaks. Investors are the alpha and omega of any economy. They give priority to them. If you're an investor, if you like, cry from morning till night as somebody who is a non-investor. Oh, you say that, oh, it's unfair, the kind of advantages investors are enjoying. Okay, who is asking you not to become an investor? You try to become an investor and let's see how easy it is. If you find somebody who maybe has been an investor for the past decade, for the past 2 decades, for the past 3 decades, and you are angry that they are enjoying tax benefits, go and become the investor and let's see how easy it is. So when you understand that tax breaks is one of the... Nothing kills your economic ambition other than taxes. Nothing kills it. But when you toe the path of investing, you enjoy a lot of tax benefits. And the fifth and final benefit is to be able to meet certain economic goals. Investing helps you to be able to meet those economic goals. Those are the 5 benefits of investing. Now, there are 7 rules of investing. I've highlighted 7 rules of investing. Number 1 is, first, establish an investment vision and plan. For every of my clients and prospects, when we have a face-to-face conversation, whether it's on Zoom or whether it's physical, if they are in Nigeria, more especially if they are in Lagos, if I have a physical appointment with them, one of the first things I ask them is, what is your investment vision? It's not just enough that you have 50 million naira to invest. It's not just enough that you have 100 million or 200 million. The first thing I want to know is your investment vision. If you don't have one, I would sit down with you to craft one. So establish an investment vision and plan. That's the number 1 rule of investing. Number 2 rule of investing is You stay actively strategizing on where the money will come from. Where the money you are going to be investing will come from. And it could come from, you need to know what your major income sources are that will be able to cough out the money that you can invest. Right? Very important. That's number 2 rule. Number 3 rule is hire an investment consultant. Like myself. Hire an investment consultant. To offer you some level of financial education and investment portfolio management. Now, we, by virtue of the structure of brokerage firms in Nigeria, we don't charge you for becoming your investment consultant. We just need to establish that you are a client. Then we begin to offer you free services until you invest. So you're not going to pay me to become your investment consultant. You're not going to pay me upfront. And my job as your investment consultant is to offer you sound counsel, sound data. See, I've been in real estate for the past 4 years. I've never had any litigation issues. None of my clients have had litigation issues because I'm a sound real estate investment portfolio builder. I'm one of the kings of due diligence in Lagos. So I'm not going to associate with a fraudulent developer. I know the fraudulent developers in Lagos. I know them. So I can tell you those ones for free. So number 3 rule of investing is hire an investment consultant that will offer you some level of financial education continuously. And then help you, build your investment portfolio. That's number 3 rule. Number 4 rule of investing is create an investment portfolio. Create an investment portfolio. It is your portfolio that you will keep working on. You keep expanding it for as long as you are in this life. You must design or create an investment portfolio. That's the 4th rule of investing. The 5th rule of investing is make sure you protect your portfolio against loss. Zero loss. Zero tolerance for loss. Security of your asset must be 100% or close to 100%. Make sure you protect against loss. That's the 5th rule of investing. The 6th rule of investing is invest. Try your best to invest in cash flowing assets. The 6th rule of investing is invest in cash flowing assets. That's the sweetest asset to invest in real estate. Cash flowing assets. If you have any question as regards these rules, just ask it. And there's going to be question and answer at the end of this live. And the 7th and final rule of investing is ignore the noise. Once you have a real estate investment consultant and you have done your due diligence in the marketplace, in the real estate industry, you've realized that this guy is one of the major players. This lady is one of the major players in the industry. Just focus on her. Focus on him. Ignore the noise. Doesn't matter what you see. As a matter of fact, when you see anything, you bring it to him or her, depending on the gender of your investment consultants. Ignore the noise. That is the seventh rule of investing. Right? So pretty important for you to understand that investing is your ticket and passport and vehicle to economic and financial freedom. No other instrument that is more powerful than investing. And it is to the degree of mastery of investing that will determine the fraction of the economy you are able to acquire. Pretty important. Now, before I end this live, and before we get to the question and answer session, I need you to understand that collaboration is key when it comes to your speed to achieving economic and financial freedom. Collaboration. One is too small a number to achieve greatness. One is too small a number to achieve economic and financial freedom. Collaboration is very, very key. Collaborate with like minds. Join certain clubs of individuals who are very, very key into investing. Make friends with such individuals. That is how you are going to speed up your way to economic and financial freedom. Now, finally, I want to talk about co-ownership. In real estate, one of the fastest way to generate high return on investment is to look at the fastest growing high-brow areas in the most commercialized district of your country. For instance, the most commercialized district in Nigeria is Lagos State, right? For instance, there is a project ongoing that has been ongoing for close to a decade now, for about a decade now, called the New Lagos Project. And the New Lagos Project covers the Etiosa all the way to Epe local government on the island. They want to turn that place to the new Dubai of Africa. So a lot of innovation, a lot of planning has been underway for the past decade, right? So it is making a lot of high-brow areas to be popping up in that region, right? The smartest thing you can do if you have money, let's say you have 10 million, 20 million, 50 million, 100 million, 200 million, is to invest in these high-brow areas, these fast-growing high-brow areas. Because you can generate 100%, 200% return on investment in less than 2 years. Because of the concentration of innovation in that place. For instance, if you buy a property of 500 million in Lekki Phase 1, for instance, maybe in order for you to generate that 500 million naira back, maybe it will take you 4 years, maybe, to make a return on investment, 100% return on investment. Maybe it will take you 4 years. Maybe it will take you 5 years. But you see, if you, for instance, you know that there is the new Lekki International Airport, right? The new Lekki International Airport is going to be built at Ayutthaya, very close to Ekpe, along Lekki-Ekpe Expressway. Now, when there are estates popping up around that airport, right? Those estates are going to be high-brow estates, because it is the people that touch down in that airport that will be lodging in those estates. When we talk about shortlets, when we talk about Airbnb, when we talk about airport hotels, for instance, now is the best time to buy plots in those areas. That because in the next 5 years, we are going to be talking about maybe 500, 600, 700% return on investment because of that concentration of that innovation. But if you take that same money to go and buy whatever you want to buy in Banana Island or in Lekki Phase 1 or even in VGC, the return can never be compared to this one. It can't. So when we talk about this real estate investing game, or even the general art and craft of investing or paying attention to it, we are talking about something that can change your economic game forever. For instance, there is this particular estate that was selling one plot, 500 square meters, directly opposite Lekki International Airport, right, for 18 million. For 3 months, it was selling for 18 million. Now, from the beginning of this month, the price has gone up to 27 million. And guess what? They are going to be, and a lot of Nigerians bought into that estate. They are going to be closing sales by 10th of April. Now, they will close sale for maybe like 3 months, right, at 27 million. They have not sold, I mean, there are still acres of land to be sold there. They have not sold everything, but they want to close sale so that they can develop. They have made a lot of money. They want to now use that money to develop that estate. Because there's going to be helipad, there's going to be artificial lake, there's going to be green area, there's going to be parks, there's going to be amenities, different amenities, gym, basketball courts, football pitch, and all those kind of stuff. Those amenities, play area for kids. So they want to take the development to the next level. Maybe for the next 3-4 months, they're going to close the sale. Maybe in June, they're going to open sale and say that the 500 square meters is now selling for 40 million. Meaning that whoever bought it at 18 million, in January, by June, the worth of that land is now 40 million. That is more than 200% return on investment in less than 6 months. See, these windows don't happen every single day. Yeah, it's Lekki Epe Expressway, close to Epe. The location, Dr. K, the location is in front of Lekki International Airport. The proposed Lekki International Airport. That's where the location is. It's Ayetoro. Right? So when you understand that, see, this is how the rich becomes richer. They are always in the right rooms where this information and this data are shared. Oh, okay. The new blueprint for the new Lagos project is this, and this. I've been in the same room with Babajide Fashola twice. Real estate stakeholders meeting. Because they're always updating the blueprint. They're always fleshing, adding more flesh to the blueprint, trying to keep the independent developers abreast of what the focus of the new Lagos project is, and how that they can marry their own blueprints into the general blueprints. So it's pretty important that you cannot be in your 30s and you're not paying attention to real estate investing. What are you paying attention to then? Because there's no other asset class worth paying attention to like real estate. None. So I was talking about co-investing. Let's say maybe you have friends, you belong to a club, and I mean, you guys are, I don't know, maybe the membership of that club is 100. 100 of you can come together to buy maybe let's say 10 acres in this high, fast-growing area. 10 acres. And you just hold it for like 1 year. In 1 year, you are going to be shocked at the kind of offers that will be coming to your table. You will be shocked. You are leveraging the corporateness. Let's say you have 10 million, another member has 20 million, another member has 15 million, another member has 8 million, whatever. Based on how much you are bringing to the co-investment table, right? You will know what the proportion of your return on investment will be. But you see, the real estate companies that I affiliate with, some of them have this co-investment package, where let's say there's a property of 100 million or there's a property of 1 billion. And let's say you have 100 million and you want to invest in that property because you know that that property is going to be bringing cash flow. Let's say that property will bring 20 million naira cash flow to you per annum, or 15 million naira per annum, whatever the case is. But you do not have 1 billion or you do not have 500 million. You can co-invest with somebody else who has 150 million, who has 200 million, and you guys will co-invest together and be instead of you trying to wait till the day you have 500 million, or instead of you, or maybe there is a property of 27 million like this one I just talked about. You have 10 million right now. Maybe you have two friends. One can put 10 million naira down. One can put 7 million naira down. You are not really planning to live there. You just want to invest in it for investment purpose, so that your money will not be tied down in the bank and inflation is killing it. And even if inflation is zero, it's still not economic and investment wisdom for you to put money in the bank when you can put money in a real estate asset that automatically will start appreciating in value from the very day you invest in that thing. Even if there is 0% inflation, of which in the last 2 decades we've never seen 0% inflation. The last I checked, inflation is at 21%. So when you understand that you can co-invest in a high bro area in order for you to generate high return on investment, cash flow, like we talk about the rise of shortlets, what they call Airbnb, right? The rise of shortlets in Lagos, more especially in Lagos. I mean, there are shortlets in other places like Abuja, even in Warri, in Enugu, there are shortlets, but I mean, the king market of shortlets is Lagos. We know that, right? So let's say maybe there is a property in Lekki Phase 1, an apartment, a 2-bedroom apartment that is going for maybe 70 million. And you have 10 million and you want cash flow. A 70 million apartment can generate 10 million naira from shortlets, at least. From shortlet every year, at least. 10 million naira, right? Even a 50 million naira apartment, you know, or 60 million naira apartment can generate 10 million naira in return on in cash flow every year. You know, so let's say you have 10 million or you have 20 million, and you want to co-invest with someone or a couple of people, and it's a 70 million naira apartment in Lekki, in Lekki phase 1, for instance. You guys can co-invest and buy that property, and that property gets on the market almost immediately. More especially if it's a finished apartment. And also, you guys can co-invest on off-plan. There is a package, or should I say, a portfolio called off-plan. The cheapest you can get any building in Lagos is when you key into that building at off-plan stage. Off-plan means maybe they've not even started the foundation. That's when you can get it the cheapest. The moment they start the foundation, they will increase the price. The moment they lay a couple of blocks, they will increase the price. The moment they get it to lintel, they increase the price. The moment they roof, I mean, it's almost good for the market to buy. You know, it's almost like pay and moving. You know, that kind of stuff, right? So off plan is usually the cheapest. So when you buy into a housing project at off plan stage, you are buying into it at the cheapest, such that even before they finish building that apartment or whatever it is, whether it's a duplex, whatever, you have already made some money. Because if you decide that after they are done building it, you want to sell it, you can sell it for a profit, right? I'm jumping from from one point to another, but I hope I'm making some sense, right? Pretty important that you don't just say that, oh, I want to be able to save up 100 million before no, don't do that. Also, there is what is called payment plan. For instance, a friend of mine wants to buy an apartment in a place that is called a 4-bedroom duplex. A 4-bedroom semi-detached duplex in General Paint after Ibrahim Adesoya, 64 million. He's going to be going for the payment plan. He wants to pay an initial deposit of 30 million, then he will spread the remaining payment within 6 months. Those packages are also available, right? And if maybe what you have is 2 million, what you have is 10 million, see, don't have 2 million naira, don't have 5 million, don't have 10 million, and let it just be in a bank account. That's not investment wisdom. It's not. You can't find 1 million naira in my account. It's not possible. You can't even find 500,000 naira in my account. And I make 6-figure, 7-figure income regularly. As it's entering, I'm channeling it into some. I'm always even doing some payment plan. I'm always doing some payment plan. Real estate asset acquisition payment plan. I'm always doing it. So 1 million enters, 2 million enters, 500K enters. I'm channeling it. Money cannot be staying in my accounts when I can be using that money to acquire assets, cash flowing assets. It doesn't make any sense. Let alone have 10 million, 20 million in the bank account, 50 million. It doesn't. Even if you are abroad, it still doesn't make any sense that you have an equivalent of 50 million in your account or 100 million in your account. It doesn't make sense. There is no sense in it. There is no economic wisdom in that. The housing deficit in Lagos is now more than 4 million. There is 4 million housing deficit in Lagos. It's growing by the day. That is why real estate value will keep growing by the day. So it is not economic wisdom to keep any amount, any tangible money in the bank when you could invest it into some kind of real estate asset. Doesn't make sense, right? So I think this is where I'm going to be drawing the curtains for this one. If anybody have any question, if anybody wants to come jump on this live, send me a request so that we can interact. I've spent 50 minutes, so the next couple of minutes, let's entertain some question and answers. Does anybody have any question? Send a request. Every last Friday of the month, I come live on TikTok to share some very, very important data, important information that will enhance any Nigerians' attempt to acquire assets, to build assets via real estate. Yeah, Mr. Saeed, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Do you want to ask some question? Thank you, my reality. Thank you. Thank you. Does anybody have any question? If you have any question, let me know. Let me, try and do justice to the question. If you want to invest, if you're interested in investing, for those of you who joined late, this live broadcast is going to be uploaded on YouTube, so you can go through it once I upload it on YouTube. But does anybody have any question? No. I don't want to go more than 1 hour. This information needs to be digested. So these ones I've shared so far needs to be digested. And if anybody have any, needs to, send me a message, because I'm always having Zoom meetings with Nigerians who are interested in investing, investing in real estate, right? So if anybody would rather have, you rather ask your question privately, then you can send me a DM so that I can schedule a Zoom meeting with you and all. So nobody's asking any question. I guess I'll soon. Mr. Saeed, thank you. So I'm committed. I'm expressly committed to helping forward-thinking Nigerians, progressive minds, Nigerians who are progressive minds, to chaperone their paths to economic and financial freedom within the shortest period of time possible, right? In some cases, it could be 5 years. In some cases, it could be 10 years. In some cases, it could be 7 years. That is what I'm committed to. I'm not just here to try to introduce you to some property to buy. See, I'm beyond that too. I'm not somebody here coming here to sell property. I am a real estate asset portfolio builder. By virtue of this craft, I have been introduced to billionaires, and I am in their good books. I'm helping them build their portfolios, and that's how I'm going to become a billionaire myself. I don't need to chase clout to become a billionaire. I need to master investing. I need to master the art and craft of investing. And anybody can. You just need to calculate. One of the things I do for my client is to help them calculate what I call the financial freedom figure, right? I have a mathematical way of going about calculating it. Everybody should have their own financial freedom figure, right? So I implore you guys to, request for a one-on-one Zoom meeting with me so that I can, kickstart the one-on-one journey with you. I can become an investment consultant. Even if you don't have money right now, it doesn't matter. Some of us came from poverty. Some of us came from financial struggle, right? So, and there's no way I'm going to experience financial struggle again for the rest of my life. It's not possible. And some people will say, oh, nobody knows tomorrow. It's a lie. Enthusiasts know tomorrow. Enthusiasts know that the only way to create a future is by creating it today. So the things you do today is what's going to piggy bank into tomorrow. It's what's going to manifest into tomorrow. There's no mystery to the future. So so if there's no other question, I'm going to be rounding off this live. And if anybody wants to send me a DM, send me a DM. There's a lot to share. There's a lot to share. If you live in a diaspora and you have access to credit, there's a lot I can share with you. How you can, get access to those credits and pay them back in less than 2-3 years. Even though they gave you those credits to pay back maybe in 10 years and 20 years, right? So just send me a message and we'll take it up from there. So thank you, everybody. No question. I'll see you last Friday of April, but I also come live every first Sunday of the month, right? So on Sunday, next tomorrow, I'm going to be coming live as well. So, and every first Sunday of the month, I talk about, spirituality, soul exploration, things that has to do with your personal development at soul level, at spiritual level, and things of that nature, right? So I'll be here on Sunday as well. Sunday, I'll be here on Sunday. I'll be live on Sunday to talk about those things. Some things that a lot of people like to shy away from. So I want to thank everybody for joining me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I do not take your presence for granted. Just know that I'm here for you. If you have any need, any information as far as asset portfolio building is concerned, as far as building wealth is concerned, I'm dedicated to it in perpetuity. Nothing else is going to be more superior than my profession as a real estate asset portfolio builder, right? Thank you everybody for joining. Do have a beautiful night rest. Take care.